Imagine seeing something that no one else can see, a shadow, a presence, following your child everywhere for 17 years. Welcome back into the shadows. I am the Midnight Shadow. Tonight I'm going to tell you a long, slow, and deeply disturbing story. It's not about monsters under the bed. It's about something that lives in the corner of your eye, something that grows with your child, something that waits patiently. This story is quiet. It is intimate. And by the end, it might make you afraid to turn off the light in your child's room. Turn off the lights if you dare, and listen very carefully.
My name is Thomas. I'm 46 years old. My son's name is Lucas. He is 17 now. When Lucas was born, everything was normal. He was a healthy, quiet baby. My wife and I were happy. But when he was 6 months old, I noticed something strange. At night, when I went to check on him, I would see it. A shadow. Not a normal shadow from the nightlight or the curtains. This one was darker, denser. It stood in the corner of his room, near the crib. At first I thought it was just my imagination. Tired father, new baby, lack of sleep. You know how it is. But the shadow never moved when I looked directly at it. Only when I looked away for a second, and then looked back, it would be in a slightly different position. I didn't tell my wife. I didn't want her to think I was losing my mind. When Lucas turned 1 year old, the shadow became clearer. It was shaped like a tall, thin man. No face, no eyes. Just a black silhouette that seemed to absorb light. It followed Lucas everywhere in the house. When he crawled, the shadow crawled behind him. When he learned to walk, the shadow walked behind him, always 3 steps back. I started taking photos, hundreds of photos. In every single photo where Lucas was alone, the shadow was there, standing right behind him. My wife never saw it. No one else saw it. Only me. When Lucas was 3, I tried to talk to the shadow. One night I stood in his room while he was sleeping and whispered, "Who are you? What do you want with my son?" The shadow slowly turned its head toward me. For the first time, I felt it looking at me. Then it raised one long arm and pointed at Lucas, as if to say, "He belongs to me." That was the night I started being truly afraid. Years passed. The shadow never hurt Lucas. It never touched him. It just followed him. To kindergarten, to school, to the playground, to his friends' houses. Always 3 steps behind. Lucas never noticed it. But I did. Every single day for 17 years. I became obsessed. I installed cameras in every room. I bought special lights. I read every book about shadows, demons, attachments, and paranormal phenomena. Nothing explained it. The shadow never spoke, never made a sound. It just watched. When Lucas was 10, I had a breakdown. I sat in his room at 3 a.m. while he was sleeping and cried. I begged the shadow, "Please, leave my son alone. Take me instead." The shadow slowly walked closer to the bed. It leaned over Lucas. Then it turned to me and shook its head, as if to say, "No, not you." When Lucas turned 15, the shadow started changing. It began to look more and more like Lucas. Same height, same posture, same way of standing. But its movements were always slightly wrong. Too smooth, too deliberate. Last month, on Lucas's 17th birthday, something new happened. I woke up at 3:33 a.m. to a strange sound. I went to Lucas's room. The shadow was standing right next to his bed. For the first time in 17 years, it was touching him. Its hand was resting gently on Lucas's forehead. Lucas was sleeping peacefully, but the shadow was crying. Black tears were running down its faceless head. Then it turned and looked at me, and for the first time I heard its voice. It was my son's voice, but older, much older. It whispered, "I've been protecting him from you." I froze. The shadow continued, "You were never supposed to see me. I was never supposed to be visible. I am the version of Lucas that died when he was 6 months old. The car accident that almost took him. I took his place in death so he could live. I have been following him ever since, making sure nothing bad happens to him. But now, he is strong enough. He doesn't need me anymore. And you have been seeing me for 17 years. That was never supposed to happen. You were never supposed to know." The shadow looked back at Lucas. Then it looked at me one last time. "I'm sorry, Dad. I have to go now. Take care of him for me." The shadow slowly dissolved into black smoke and disappeared. Lucas is still sleeping. It is now 4:17 a.m. I don't know what will happen when he wakes up. I don't know if the shadow is really gone. I don't know if I was protecting my son from the shadow, or if the shadow was protecting my son from me. All I know is that for 17 years, I thought I was going crazy, and now I wish I was.
Some shadows are not there to harm us. Some shadows are there to save us. Thank you for listening to this long and heavy story. If it touched you, leave a like. Tell me in the comments. If you saw a shadow following your child for 17 years, what would you do? In the next video, I will tell you the story of the woman who received phone calls from her own funeral. Subscribe to the Midnight Shadow and turn on notifications, because sometimes the scariest thing in the dark is the thing that has been protecting you